Hey everybody, today we're going to start our Friday sketch and we're going to be working on a My Favorite Things sketch number WSC 200. So that's MFT WSC 200. And I've already pre-cut my papers. So what I'm going to do is on my circle die cut right here, I'm going to stamp "You're My Cup of Tea." And I'm just using the VersaFine, black onyx ink, and then I'm gonna dip it in the clear embossing powder so that way we can heat set that and it'll give the sentiment a nice, shine when we put it on the card. And I'm just looking for my tweezers or my pliers real quick just so I can have something to hold on to the die piece while I heat it up, okay? And make sure, like always, you preheat your tool before, applying it straight to the paper. As you see, it will create a little bit of warping. I just heated it from behind a little bit to try and counteract that. Alright. And then once we have that stamped, we're gonna go ahead and start, putting everything together, starting with our card base. And this is going to be 8.5 by 5.5, and we're just going to fold it in half so that way it turns it into a 4.25 by 5.5 card, your A2 size. And then we're going to take our base piece, which is 1/8 of an inch shorter, so that's going to be 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, so that way it gives it a nice little border. Go ahead and lay that down. And I'm just reaching in to grab my refill of this tape because I have a feeling I'm going to be running out pretty shortly. And right there I was empty. So you just save that piece right there and you can buy refills so that way you don't have to buy the entire piece. All you have to do is buy the refills, and you can get them like 3 in a pack for 10 bucks. And if you have a coupon and you use it on your 50% off, then you're only paying like 5 bucks. So I'm just taping down our first piece. Trying to get it as, even as possible. That's the best part about the Tombow tape runner, because it gives you a little bit of time to where you can lift up your page that you put down, readjust or recenter it, and then lay it back down. Alright. We're just doing the same thing with the second piece, and that's how they're going to lay approximately. So once again, just taping up the back, laying down our first one. Same thing with the second piece. And at this point, I actually wind up placing that piece right there a little bit too high, and you'll see that I'll still be able to lift it up off of the page and move it down slightly, so that way everything sits and fits a lot better. So doing the same thing with the main piece that's on top of everything. I made sure that all 3 of those pieces were backed by black cardstock, so it gives the, it just gives the picture a finished look. And that was just right there was where I moved it, and moving it just that little bit made it perfect. Once I have that placed down, I'm going to go ahead and give it a good rub. And then figuring out where the band is going to go, I'm just going to attach it to the black cardstock as well. Making sure that each piece is matted, with 1/8 of an inch. Just a little bit is going around the edge. But we taped it using the foam tape. because I wanted the band part to kind of stand up some. Give it a little dimension. And I could have put it next to that piece that I already have there if I wanted to use the full tape that I was putting on the back, but because it was going to hang off and I didn't feel like, you know, having to trim, I just cut the one piece I had in half and laid them down each next to each other. And now I'm just trimming off any of the white that's actually visible or visibly seen. And then for the sentiment, I am grabbing the 3M Scotch foam tape again, and we're just cutting up pieces and laying it down. It turns out, because of the way that I did it, I really didn't have to put anything on the I'm trying to think, my brain just went bloop. Oh yeah, because the parts that are hanging over the band, it wasn't sitting very well, and I could have put some more foam underneath so that way it would have been even. But what I was thinking was, I'm also planning on putting on some sequins, so by having it sit up just a little bit, it'll allow me to scooch sequins in, you know, without having any issues. So with the sentiment, I just moved it down to the red a little bit, put some foam tape on back of the cup, and then I'm just going to place it right next to it on the band. And really and truly, this card could have been done. It could have been done right here, but you saw I just grabbed my multimedia mat, so you guessed it, it's time for some sequins. So I'm just going to lay out the 3, I think it might even be 4 different sizes. I tried to grab something from each size, so that way, you know, there's a good balance. And I think I wound up with 9 sequin pieces. So I'm just going to go around with my multimedia mat, and we're going to lay down our sequins. Some are playing peekaboo, some are just going to be out. It just depends. And this is probably the hardest part, only because you're trying to get, you know, the sequins laid down. You're trying to keep them on your finger or near your finger without the other team getting a hold of it. So it can be a pain, but as in my previous videos, you can always get tweezers. You can always use the pickup tool. These were pretty big normally, so I didn't think I needed those things, but those, you know, are some things that you can get to help put those sequins down. And there you have it. There's our card. Let me pull out the sketch again. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so that way you can see it more clear. And there is our card for today. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Please make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. It's really exciting. I can't believe that actually, I want to say next week starts my 1-year anniversary of starting the YouTube channel and really committing to doing these videos. So I thank you guys for joining me this past year, and I look forward to seeing you with our next video. Have a good one.